What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Social Sig vlog. It's currently Thursday, September 7th, and things are good. As you can tell, I bleached my hair and dyed it. It looks like very silvery right now, but originally it was more of like a cool purple, like silver, which I'm digging this color too. It's really sick. Shout out Olivia, Jacob Slade's girlfriend, for doing this hair change up for me, and I really like it. It's really fun. So yeah, that's been new. I got that about a week ago. And this last week has been super busy and had a lot of shows this last weekend in the best way, so I'll get to that later. Yesterday I did a podcast with Ellie of Honey Creek. Ellie also works at Cactus Club, so had a really good conversation about just like the booking world and just like the business side of music. So that will be released. It's actually uploading right now, so it might be out on YouTube before this vlog is, but I guess we'll see. So stay tuned for that. Definitely getting more podcasts recorded and done. I kind of took a breather this summer for, as you may have realized, or maybe you didn't, but anywho, like as the weather gets a little bit more cold, and get into more of a flow of things, definitely it's on my to-do list, and I have a lot of I'm starting to book into fall for podcasts of some really cool people, so stay tuned for more episodes of the podcast. Reason being I kind of stopped doing them in summer was just because it's so gosh darn nice outside, and a lot of the times when I'm I guess like when I was working at a job, I really just wanted to enjoy the weather as much as possible and just like see friends, see family, and just got so busy too, and then just did lots of shows going on, so yeah, kind of took a little bit of a breather, which felt really good. But I promise you the podcasts are still a thing and they're still gonna happen, so maybe not as frequently as they once were. Trying to do at least one a week, and at most one a week too, so really not trying to do once like back in the like last spring or winter, I was doing like 3 a week sometimes, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, so that happened, and so about a week ago, last Thursday, I did actually the tour, the fall tour started. I do this because it's just there is an East Coast tour coming up. I'll put my dates right here. Again, it's a little bit updated, but I guess last Wednesday was the start of this long stretch of tours I'm doing or shows I'm doing this fall. And last Wednesday I did a solo set at Wannable Cafe. It was super fun. Really chill coming off of the Turner show. That was the first show back technically, and it was really I was basically just kind of playing acoustic songs in a cafe, and I was loving it. Like, not too many people at all were really listening intently, and I was really enjoying myself, as much as strange as that might sound, but it was just like very much acoustic background music. I was practicing some songs for the show I had the next day in Appleton, which was a solo set. Yeah, and it was really great. I had a fun time, so thanks for coming out if you did. I chatted with a few people afterwards too and hung out. That was fun. And I also woke up a little bit little congested this morning, so really chugging the water today and drinking lots of tea to not get sick. And so on Thursday I drove to Appleton to do I bleached my hair, and then I drove to Appleton to play the show in at the Gibson Music Hall with Sinking Lessons. Is with it's a band with the main dude Levi, who I did a show with in Milwaukee in 2021, like early 2021, maybe fall of 2021. Regardless, he's got a band up in Appleton. Really sweet people. It was super fun. We were all just having the silliest, goofiest time, and yeah, it was a fun show. There's a group of about 5 kids who came from St. Norbert's College, who drove like 30 minutes out of their way to see my set, and it was really freaking cool. I got to talk with them, and they bought a bunch of merch. The nicest people, so shout out Tyler and Chris. Chris, if that's your name, Tyler, and all your friends. That was really, really special to me. And hope to play up in Green Bay by y'all pretty soon here. So, also, yeah, I guess some highlights of that show. I guess like Appleton is the place where Mile of Music happens. And I've heard as a local band, it is tough to get a slot on that festival as of lately, just because it fills up so fast with applications. But a big highlight was, I believe, one of the head guys of the festival, who may or may not book it, was, was one of the main managers of the Gibson Music Hall. And he was there, and it seemed like he really liked the set, so it was cool to get on his radar, maybe potentially to play back in Appleton for the Mile of Music next summer, which I would love to play. So really hope to get that in the works and confirmed in the near future. Also, I found a new love again for kitty cocktails. I had like one Guinness before my set, and then I was driving back to West Bend, so of course didn't want to drink any more beers, but I remembered that back in the day when I was a kid, I used to get kitty cocktails all the time. So I got 2 kitty cocktails with the cherries. It was so good, and it definitely like boosted my mood, and just like with the caffeine, it was great. Drove back to West Bend, where my parents are, and did some laundry, and slept there. Drove back home the next day, and then started packing up for the weekender trip to La Crosse and Minneapolis. And we went with 6 people, so it was me, Sheila, Kai, Jacob's girlfriend Olivia, who also bleached my hair, and did I say Isaac? Isaac. Yeah, and I think I was saving Isaac for last, because Isaac is the original the first ever bassist of Social Sig, and a few years ago he stepped back just to spend more time on his own music project, Moonglow, as well as teaching guitar. He's a very busy guy, but it was so fun to have him along. I freaking love Isaac so much. Check out Moonglow. He's an incredible band in Milwaukee. I love those guys so much. And Isaac's just the man. He's so fun to be around. So it was really fun to have him along the entire trip. Yeah, we left for La Crosse around 3. Got there around like 8. Actually, we left around 4. Got there around 8. And then we loaded in real quick, did a sound check because we were going first. And when we entered, it was pretty chaotic and just like from driving all day, but I was like super pent up and ready to play. And my grandparents were there, Kai's family was there, and a bunch of, shout out Adam Latch, who made some stickers. I don't have any to show right now, but they're in a bin, but basically took this font and made some stickers. And really stoked about them. The design is killer, and yeah, I'm gonna have those at the merch table until they're no longer there, and until I order some more. They're really cool. I love this Thrasher font. But yeah, shout out Adam for being there and getting those stickers. Also shout out my friend Maddie and her girlfriend Maddie, who were there, and they hosted us. We crashed in their living room. Yeah, that Popcorn Tavern was the venue. And also shout out Charlie Boy, who we played with, and then also Big Delicious from Minneapolis. Both bands are freaking awesome. But yeah, we played our set. I think I also found a new hack for me. Excuse me. When I'm playing live shows, I definitely I've done this before, but I want to start doing this in the future now, but I basically wear contacts. 2 things. I normally wear contacts, but this last weekend I wore baggy pants, which is one. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but baggy pants and wearing glasses, because the baggy pants, I just was super loose on stage. I was just doing anything I wanted to. Compared to a Turner, I felt a little stiff. Maybe because I was wearing like the dress pants, but man, this last weekend I felt like good and loose and just having so much fun on stage. And not to say I didn't Nat Turner at all, but just for like future wardrobe notes, I'm just saying. And then also wearing glasses. So I wore glasses, but I took them off before our show, and I can see, I'm nearsighted, so I can see everything I'm playing, but everything else is a little bit blurry. Like, it's not bad, but it's just a little blurry when I don't wear contacts. And for whatever reason, like, I remember saying in the past, like a few years ago, I really love like making that eye contact, and which I do, and it depends on the show. But especially when it's like a show a city that I've never been to before, it makes me feel like a lot more comfortable just like seeing kind of like a blurry crowd, but like I still can see your face, but not your facial expressions. So it makes me feel like a lot more loose and like just focused on the music, and my mind doesn't like read expressions. Like if someone, I don't know, it's a thing like with stage presence where sometimes you can't let, like if someone's at the show and they have just a blank expression, you can't get in your head and just be like, oh, they hate this set. Like they could be having the best time of their lives, but they just don't, they're just zoned in, and so you can't expect that every person in the crowd is going to be super receptive and like, so definitely that just helps with my stage presence. So that was a really cool hack that I found out in La Crosse. I did it again in Minneapolis, and it's freaking sweet. So I'll get to that, but yeah, La Crosse was really, really great. La Crosse is the weirdest, most random city I think I've ever been to. This is the second time I've been to La Crosse. The first time was, I told the folk in La Crosse because I played the song that I wrote, La Crosse. I wrote it about the first time that I traveled to La Crosse, and the second time I played it in La Crosse, which was super freaking fun. Never have done that live with the full band before. And it worked out perfectly, and we did it in Minneapolis as well. It's a really cool song, so I was super glad to do that one. And then also, Popcorn Tavern was the only, bar that they just don't give a fuck if you smoke weed in, apparently. So, not that I smoked, but some other people in the crowd / the bands playing were just smoking, lighting up joints and everything, and it was freaking sweet. It was awesome. And at first I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like crazy, but it was really great. After our set, and thank you so much if you came. I felt like that set was super freaking fun. And there's just something to being on the road and playing shows that I really, really love. And also right after our set, just got like really amped up and just wanted to party. And also Maddie, who was hosting us, came up to me and just was like, all right, let's take shots. And we did, and it was just such a blast. Had a great time in La Crosse. And then next morning, we went and got breakfast at La Crosse Family Restaurant was what it's called. And for 5 people, Kai was with his family getting breakfast, but for 5 people, the total bill was $55. And we all got like a bunch of food, it was sweet. La Crosse is super affordable, and that was awesome. Also going to be playing back in La Crosse at the Midwest Music Fest on November 4th. This day is, we're playing at The Root, which is, I guess they're going to shut down this whole area for Midwest Music Fest. There's some bigger headliners on this festival, so really freaking pumped to be back in La Crosse again. The next morning we got the breakfast, and then we went to the Bluffs. We got to explore. We drove up to the Bluff, which I hadn't done before, and just like got to see the whole city from up there, which is really, really freaking cool. And driving up, it felt like you're in like North Carolina or like the Appalachian Mountains. It was just really, really cool. Had a great time in La Crosse. Started driving to Minneapolis. And then we got to Minneapolis and we went straight to the venue. The venue was called Green Room, and walking in, like I've seen pictures of this place, and it was like the coolest fucking venue I've ever been in. It was just really, really sweet. There's like a balcony going all the way around. It was kind of like the Cooperage in Milwaukee, but just a little bit nicer with amenities. Like they had just like all these fancy lights everywhere. They had these screens that were live streaming the show. So if you're in the green room or like this little lounge they had, you could just watch the show from there. And then also the bathrooms were really nice. Everyone there is super kind and friendly. So that was a really cool experience. And then also like shout out Shoots and Aiden Intro, who we did the show with. And it was really, really great to meet those guys. Well, Aiden Intro specifically. Basically how the show came together is I've been in touch with Shoots. Ryan is the main guy. And we got double booked at a radio show in Madison. So we got to see each other's sets and we met each other briefly and then kept in touch online. And then I've been wanting to do a show with them for quite some time. Finally made it happen. Again, thank you so much if you came out. I texted like everyone I knew in Minneapolis, like, hey, we're playing the show. And probably about 70% of the people were like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of town because it was Labor Day. Totally understand and didn't really think about that when we booked the show, but we'll be back. And surprisingly also, there was a very, very good turnout too. Yeah, it was a blast. Let's try to see here. Yeah, same thing with the show. It felt really solid. Aiden Intro was amazing. Just so many talented folk on that project. And then also Shoots. It just almost seemed like just the camaraderie going on in Minneapolis reminded me a lot of the camaraderie we have in Milwaukee. Specifically around like Shoots, Aiden Intro, Ivers is a band. Just lots of like homie love and just just everyone's there to support each other and have a great time. So it was really cool to make that connection with those people. Shout out Nate Perez for hosting us and letting us sleep in your living room. That was super clutch. And we then dropped everything off at the place we were sleeping. And then we took an Uber to Como Tap, where Shoots and Aiden Intro. It was Aiden's birthday, which I don't think I saw Aiden at Como Tap. But a bunch of the people from the show were there. It's basically a bar. And we all were just having a great time and just chopping it up and just hanging out. So that was really, really fun to be able to just play a show with all these new people and really get along with them, and then also party afterwards. And it was really great. I don't want to make it seem like I'm some sort of party animal, but it was the weekend and we're just having a great time. I am very responsible for those of you who might not know me, but very responsible adult. And I know in future tours and everything, it's definitely not partying every weekend or every night. But we like to have fun because my big goals for this next year is to break even on all my expenses with Social Sig, maybe even make some money or save some money, and also have fun and just have a blast and just live very freely and do what you want to do. So I'm just really amped to say that this last weekend was really, really fun. It was a success. We broke even on everything. And thank you if you came to a show. We had the best time and it just went perfectly as well. So just keeping the momentum cruising. The next show we have in Milwaukee, is in Milwaukee. It's at the Black Cat Alley, which they're doing a music event every Thursday, I believe. So it's with Chap Lips and Calico Loco, which it's going to be a fun show. And really looking forward to that one, which is next Thursday, a week from today. So if you're around, definitely come through. I'm feeling chatty today. This is one of the longest vlogs that I've done yet, but excuse me. Just finalizing a lot of stuff for tour, making sure all the bands that we're playing with are on the same page, booking into December right now, as well as putting together a little down south tour for December, probably doing some solo sets, and also looking at South by Southwest for spring, and then putting some stuff on the radar for tentatively, I locked down a April 27th album release show at the new back room that the Pabst Theater is currently, I guess, making right now. So really, really stoked to have a date down for that. Still, a lineup is tentative. Motel Breakfast, I believe, is playing there with Diet Light earlier, like a month earlier. So I don't know if I want to have them on the bill again. They're awesome dudes, but I just want to keep it fresh, you know. But I do have Dwayne and Micah Emmerich confirmed for like opening the night, or maybe being in the middle. And maybe we'll have like Shoots or Aiden intro on that bill too. So really, really excited. I'm really excited to share some new music. Have a new single coming out in October. So stay tuned for that. Really excited to put some new music out in the world because it's been over a year now. And have a lot of stuff cooking. So really excited on those. And yeah, I guess also doing a little EP release show with Honey Creek, Creeping Charlie, and Nile Club at Cactus Club on December 12th, which is a Tuesday. So I plan on putting out like a 4 or 5 song EP on December 12th, maybe December 11th. Would be like half of an album. I don't know. It's still kind of up in the air, but I would love to do a little release show. And then we're doing a little run with Creeping Charlie after that. So doing Cincinnati with them, Tennessee, Chicago. I got to find my own venue or own date for. But yeah, I don't know. It's all coming together and putting some more dates together. So thank you so much. I'm going to wrap this up. This has been such a long vlog. Thanks for sticking around if you did to the end. Also, if you feel inclined to support the Social Sig Patreon, I do have a link in the bio. And also, all upcoming shows are on my website. I'll put my link tree down in the bio as well. And I'm really excited for the new music to come out. And hope to see you guys soon at a show, or message me if you have anyone if you have any friends that might come out to a show that we are going to be in fall. Definitely hit me up too, or hit them up. And yeah, let's boogie. All right, love you guys. All right, bye.